Hey everyone, checking in on the market. So the S&P 500, good lord, bulls in full control. So we came down, we tested that low of yesterday, which in the video yesterday we talked about how important that level was. Bulls held it right out of the gate and then just exploded. This is one of the most bullish days in recent memory for me, where it was literally 40 minutes of green to start the day and then just all bulls all day. So we have followed through and confirmed the daily bull flag to continuation. And again, we're in a scenario right now where the market is extremely comfortable. We don't have to worry about any rates being raised in 2019 at this point. So that's keeping the bulls very confident. And look at the lack of resistance. We are looking at the all-time high. So 28.95, and then the all-time high is what we're looking at. So we are potentially headed that way. We may need some further weekly consolidation before we actually break that level, but in my opinion, it's just a matter of time. This bounce is way too significant. We got over resistance. We saw the higher low in continuation. Every check mark has been hit. For me personally, in terms of what I need to see for the bulls to prove themselves, they have proved themselves by a long shot here. So we are going to continue monitoring the daily uptrend. We have a new higher low of 28.12. That's our new key short-term support level. If we lose the daily uptrend, we zoom out to the weekly, and we'll just look for the weekly bulls to try and hold 27.22 to keep in the weekly uptrend. And as far as the short term goes, we are a bit overextended, absolutely. When you run that hard all day, a little bit of consolidation at the end of the day, some sideways trading, but we can assume that next time we pull back, it will be to form an hourly higher low. So checking in on IWM. So it's a tightening range on IWM still. It's still the weakest name, but a big time turnaround very quickly today. So we've got our high of 159.50, our low of 150.61, our lower high of 156.53. Higher low formed yesterday. We held the low of the day as well, 152.41, and we're heading up to test this 156.53 resistance to try and confirm the daily trend change back to the bulls and have us looking for weekly continuation. Checking in on QQQ, raging bull. So if anybody, I keep saying, the tech sector has the markets on its back, and Apple had the tech sector on its back today. Apple was up over 3%. Huge bullish reaction, upgrades across the board as big money, hedge funds, and banks saying, we're comfortable being long tech right now, and the price action is proving it. Money left the financial sector. Here's the financial sector dumping. The bulls did buy the dip today, but it was a second gap down in a row. Money left the financial sector when we found out rates weren't going to be raised anytime soon, and they poured into the tech sector. So continuation of follow through. We've got 3, 6, 9, 10 days in a row of higher lows, calling that a double bottom in the last 2 days, and a close at the high of the day. The hourly chart absolutely extended, but healthy consolidation after hours. QQQ is looking at all-time highs. The next resistance level is the all-time high, 187.53. That's it. So we're heading that way. Apple leading the charge, but so many other bulls. Again, I pointed out the importance of yesterday. If the bears are going to get any kind of follow-through, the major names, major names have to see weakness. Look at Amazon, a rocket ship the last 2 weeks. Apple, of course, did its major bull thing. Netflix, very strong the last 2 days. Microsoft, very strong bull flag confirmed. Google, continuation on the daily. I mean, it's just major tech name after major tech name is in all bull mode. And that's what's driving this market. And we're in a standpoint now, or a position, where we can see healthy consolidation on this tech sector. We're going to need a daily higher low sooner or later. And when we see that, it could easily see the financial sector get some short-term bounce as that takes place. And that back and forth action, tag team action of these sectors is what keeps the overall market so strong. Checking in on the biotech sector, complete recovery, and we're heading right back up to resistance. So we have the double top, we have the low, there's the double top, and now we have a higher low set. And we're heading up to 92.99, double top of resistance, and that's going to be in play sometime in the next couple of days. We had a big hit to BIIB, down a lot to start the day today, and that kind of set the sector as a whole back, the biotech sector, but they certainly recovered in very strong fashion. VIX, not as much pullback as you would anticipate, probably because that move was so volatile to the upside, but it's just a lower high being set on the daily. We're pulling back, still a higher low each day, but we're going to have to see 1240 hold for a higher low, and then a bull break to change the trend. If we did indeed set our lower high, I need to see a break of the low of today, 1330, to call that a lower high being set. Oil still strong, slowing down a little bit, but right around the $60 level. Hourly time frame pretty choppy today, and oil on the hourly has not had a lot of clarity the last few days. So when that's the case, I zoom out and I look for more smooth patterns and just things that visually stand out to me. So I can see the 4-hour consolidation still pretty healthy overall. There are some upper wicks of profit taking, clearly some resistance right above the $60 psychological level. But same thing though, we know that when we consolidate here, considering the size of the move over the last 10 trading days, which at this point has made its way up over 10%, it's going to be healthy daily consolidation. The weekly chart has a lot of space for bulls to work with, so oil bulls still in control as well, which is certainly only going to help the market as a whole. Natural gas inventory report reaction, not a huge reaction. We have the daily uptrend still intact, but bulls better show up soon because we're coming up to that 2772 support level. Again, the daily chart's a little choppy here. The double top broke but got no follow through. That's a red flag, but we haven't lost the daily uptrend at this point. Bulls have to hold 2772, try and make their way back up to the high at 2894. Otherwise, if we get further downside, then we are still in weekly consolidation mode. So a triple top at this point on NatGas USD. That's where we stand overall. Bull is the word. And again, I have to have a moment of silence for the fundamental bears. And I understand that, having conviction can be tough sometimes, but this market is just all bull, and it's so hard to counter the trend when the trend is going in a clear direction. I mean, markets can stay irrational for a very long time, but if we're going to be looking for, a dump or a pullback, there's probably going to be a lot of unpleasant days watching the market go up, as there certainly has been over the last few weeks. So all bull. Weekly uptrend is the most important for me in the market at this point because the daily trend has certainly proven itself over the past couple of months. And what we need to see now is this monthly bull break, because the last thing the bulls want to see is a double top at the all-time high and then a pullback on the monthly chart where we have to form a higher low. So pretty much worst case for the bulls, unable to break the all-time high, lose the weekly uptrend, because that's when we get the equilibrium pattern on the monthly time frame setting up if that were to play out. But again, the size of the bounce and the proximity we have made it to the all-time high, that pattern would still favor the bulls overall. We would just be looking for a monthly higher low to form. So we'll continue to monitor it one day at a time. Hope you're well. We'll see you over the weekend. So leaving Boulder, Colorado, heading west towards Utah, leaving the sunset in the rearview mirror. And again, just not really a whole lot of stories for this chapter, but just some more scenery as I make my way west. Again, just another incredible spot where you drive up a dirt road, you have this massive expanse in front of you with nobody around, nobody drove up this road while I was there. You pull off to the side and you pitch your tent and you sleep there. And that's what you wake up to and that's what you go to sleep to. And it's just this magnificent, it's just hard to put into words when you're out that open by yourself in that massive space. It's great. Do it. Get to know yourself. Be comfortable by yourself. When you're comfortable by yourself and you're confident by yourself, there's nothing that can bring you down. So many fears are based on boredom or being alone or needing to be with someone, needing a partner. And if you can conquer all of that and be good to go by yourself, in my opinion, that is a significant, I don't want to say skill to have, but a significant comfortability in your life that can make a lot of potentially negative situations very positive. And there's a lot less fear. When you know you're good to go on your own, there is a lot less fear. So some more epic hikes, trails, landscapes, lakes, mountains, trees, landscape changing, entering more arid, deserty. Utah is definitely a different state in the sense that, I'd be driving around. There's some moo friends. I'd be driving around and just pull off the side of the road and filter my fresh water in Colorado. I didn't really have to plan ahead too much. But driving around in Utah, it's an arid landscape and definitely want to have a lot of water on hand because there are long stretches with lots of miles in between any sources of water. A lot of these backgrounds, expansive, they just look like paintings. It almost doesn't even look real with how far away they are. So next we will go to Dinosaur National Monument, which is on the east border of Utah. And then we'll go down to Canyonlands and Arches, and we'll do all those national parks. Those were some great ones as well. Definitely highlights of the trip. And I will see you then. Have a great rest of your day.